Well, the U.S. has officially hit its debt limit. Now the Treasury Department is trying to buy Congress and the White House more time to avoid a government default. The Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, saying that she is taking extraordinary measures to avoid a potential economic crisis. Phil Powell is the man you call when there is a crisis. He's the academic director of the Indiana Business Center, also an associate professor of business economics and public policy with IU's Kelley School of Business. Good luck fitting that on a business card. Phil, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, this is not going to be an easy one, but in a brief way, can you explain the debt ceiling issues, maybe in simple terms?
Absolutely. So our government owes Americans and others around the world $31 trillion. When you owe money, you have to pay interest. However, we don't bring in enough tax revenue to pay our bills. And so in order to pay our debt, we have to continue to borrow. To pay our interest, we have to continue to borrow more money. And if the debt ceiling is not increased by the Congress, we will not be able to pay interest to those that we've borrowed money from. And that's a bad thing for financial markets in the U.S. economy.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I know what Democrats are saying. I know what Republicans are saying. Why is this rarely ever, at least starting out, as a straight up bill where they vote just purely on the debt ceiling?
Well, for several decades, we've had very few years where we've actually been able to pay all of our bills. And so our debt continues to mount. That's an issue that worries especially the Republicans. And the Republicans are digging in saying, hey, unless we cut spending, we're not going to vote to increase the debt limit. And it's becoming a game of chicken, which sort of holds hostage the U.S. economy and financial markets.
Yeah, and some people worry those cuts, as they have mentioned before, would come in the form of cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Are those real things or just bluster to get something else maybe on a lower tier?
Well, I think what's going to happen is that at the end of the day, Congress and the White House will strike a deal. But in the long run, we ultimately have to pay our debts, which means we ultimately have to either cut spending, however that is, or we have to raise taxes. It may not happen now, but it's going to have to happen in the future. And as we accumulate more debt, that increases sort of the political stakes and the economic stakes. So it's a tough place to be if you're a policymaker. And with the division that we have in Washington, it's even harder.
All right, let's bring it down to the people level for about our last question. So Hoosier families really be worried about this issue? How does it possibly affect them directly?
So in the news, we're hearing that we've officially hit our debt limit, which is true. Now, the U.S. Treasury is going to be able to do some gimmicks in terms of cash management and accounting so that this does not really become a real issue until June. If Congress and the President, the White House, cannot reach a deal, then we will default on interest payments. I don't think that will happen. The impact that could hit Hoosier families in the summer would be a government shutdown similar to what we had in October 2013. And at the worst, it could mean a delay in Social Security checks or Medicare payments or anything that we're doing with the government, closure of national parks. After about a week, a government slowdown starts to impact a lot of Americans, and it creates a lot of anxiety, which is the last thing we need, especially after coming out of the pandemic.
All right, Phil Powell with IU's Kelley School of Business. A lot of good information there. Thanks for getting up and joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, if you'd like to refer back to all that information in that interview, we're going to have it posted to our website at fox59.com later on this morning.